All right. I've been watching this ADA chart pretty closely lately. Starting to get interesting. So I have a monthly, weekly, and a daily here. Let's see if I can. There we go. Um, so the monthly chart, nice strong move up. Like to see that. Looks like it. Yeah, I think there's an argument to be made that there's five waves there. Um, and then we've had this just long, drawn out pullback that started, let's say, August of 21. Um, yeah, let's remove the drawings on this. I think these are always just a little more meaningful when you draw them as you're looking through it, so you can see everything that's going on, as opposed to just having everything on the chart all at once. So, just looking at this pullback here, let's say that. So, yeah, it pulled back starting in August 21 down to a 50% retracement, a little bit of an undercut, and then had this nice strong move. This was pretty convincing. This is pretty convincing that the low was in, and then it just chopped it down. Really, if I was sitting at this point in time, I would have expected another high here, and then, a little pullback before resuming. So this was a pretty big failure to see happen here. And then we've just been watching this pretty aggressive selling here since that failure. And it has come down to just about the 618. Could go a little bit further here. I notice a lot of times it likes to come in and undercut it. And I think we can kind of support that. I mean, let's just say the bottom could be in. I mean, we have nice volume here, but kind of my base case is, it's going to put in some volume and maybe some convincing bullish price action and then undercut it and then take out these lows. And then it's going to start to get interesting. And I can kind of support that. Um, if we start looking at the Fibonacci extension on this thing, um, it hasn't quite reached a point of symmetry. Not that it has to, it doesn't have to do that, but that point of symmetry, if this is a big ABC, would be down again, like a little undercut under the 618, and that would give equal A and C waves. So I think that would look pretty good. And there's a lot of work to do. Any rally here, let's if I move over to the weekly here, let's look at the weekly. Any rally here is going to be coming into a pretty bearish simple moving average. So it's gonna be pretty hard to just blast through all this. Um, so I'm kind of wondering if this is gonna be a failed bounce, and then we'll put in one more low, or maybe even continue selling off. Who knows, right? Anything can happen. But looking at this through uh, some reversal glasses, that would kind of be my base case. Certainly, there's some interest here with all this volume here. I don't necessarily think a lot of if there was a strong bearish push, I think the volume would have been higher back here, right? Um, the the fact that we're getting volume this late in the down move makes me think that this is going to try and reverse. So yeah, again, base case, this is going to come in lower, and this doesn't look like very far, but this is, I mean, another like almost 50% or whatever. This would be down 9 cents, and it's currently at almost 18. So that would be a pretty big drop, even though it doesn't look like it on this logarithmic chart. Um, Another thing we can draw here, I've been using these quite a bit lately, is the fixed anchored volume profile. So I'm just going to put that at the beginning of the chart here, so we can see where. Um, and so this corresponds perfectly with that 1.0 fib extension off the alleged correction here. You can see it's sitting at, let's just say, the 8 cent point. So a little bit of confluence there. And again, it doesn't have to hit these points. Um, Definitely doesn't have to. You'll often just see like an ABC with a marginal undercut and go or something like that. But I think right now it's my base case. If we get a pretty strong move up, like if we start pushing into all of this price action up here in any major way, I may start to entertain the possibility that the bottom has been made on this. But right now, I do think we'll get another leg lower on this. Um, we can look at the daily chart here. So We had this strong move up. Looks like it's only in three waves. Oh, sorry. Let's take a look at. Let's look at it really close. Let's look at like an hourly chart and just look at the price action here. So, yeah, move up and then a nice steep retracement, and then right now it's just been pretty much straight up. I don't see any pivoting here that looks like it mirrors um, this correction here. So if this was bullish, like let's just say the bottom was in. If this was bullish, I'd expect to see pretty soon here a flag, and not like these little tiny flags. I'd want to see something a um, little extended, and then another high. And if we can get that, that would I think unlock a pretty high chance that there's at least going to be another leg up um, after, let's just say on the next like maybe weekly or daily high or low or something like that. Right. Let me bring the daily back up. Yeah, I guess maybe a weekly. Anyway, yeah, what I'm getting at here is if we can get another high, that would be convincing enough, at least for me. And I'm not, the world's best Elliotician by any means. That'd be convincing enough that that's a five-wave move, which doesn't mean the bottom's in, but that would make it pretty likely that we'd get another five-wave move. Maybe it would just be an ABC to the upside, um, something like that. But that's kind of the next step. Like if this chart's bullish, I want to see this flag out, put in another leg, and break the high. Then it will probably sell off a little bit, and then we'll watch again, see if it puts in another five-wave move, and then if that five-wave move isn't symmetrical, that would be a pretty good sign, something like that. Um, but right now, all we really have is a flat here. This could just be an ABC, like in maybe a flat formation or something like that, and then it will continue selling. But if we get that fifth move, that'll be a pretty good look. Um, as far as my typical trading characteristics, um, this overran the zero line. I use Joe Rabel's um, set of indicators and rules for my trading, and so this MACD look is pretty bad. It's overrun the zero line, overrun the signal line. Um, right now, my expectation is it's just going to come up, test the signal line, and probably fail, but maybe not. We have red DI over green. Um, no trend to speak of in either direction on the monthly. And then we have been trending on the weekly, starting to get DI divergence. No RSI divergence really on the weekly. MACD, pretty good MACD look here. This supports higher prices. This supports a move up unless this fails. But this is a pinch, so might get some expansion up to the zero line, and then we'll gauge where things are there. So yeah, a lot of work to do, but definitely get the trend on the daily chart. Get ADX reading really high here. I'm sorry, this is the hourly chart. It's foolish. I was gonna say I don't think we're at 70 uh, ADX on the daily chart. No, okay, yeah. So yeah, not even a register on the daily chart here. Um, just gotta if you're looking for anything even remotely bullish on the ADX side of things, is you got a DI crossing green over red, but not much to speak of here. Um, Not even really a divergence, or I'm sorry, yeah, you do have this divergence right here. You have a daily divergence on the RSI, divergence on the MACD. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this zero line acts here, and then if it gets over that zero line, we'll be looking how does it act here, and then we have the pinch coming in here. So all those three are gonna kind of be happening together. And then we'll see what happens. But definitely interested in this chart, especially with this volume rolling in. Again, volume doesn't necessarily mark the absolute low, the candle low. Sometimes it does, but probably not with a full-bodied red candle like that. But a full-bodied red candle this far away from the moving average with that much volume, I think that this starts to look kind of interesting. Um, we can also back up one more time frame and go to the quarterly time frame, and it's kind of a zero line test. It kind of already failed the zero line. Um, so not too much to speak of there, but from a quarterly standpoint, you got this nice bullish move up. And then, pretty tame selling for the most part, as far as volume, this compared to that. So no cross on the DIs or anything like that. Again, MACD overrun a little bit. Um, looks like RSI lost the 50. Um, so a lot of work to do, but definitely starting to get interested. I'm gonna be watching this one probably as close as anything coming up here. So I might make some more videos on this. Might not. I don't. I make them kind of when I can, when I feel like. So I appreciate you watching. Not financial advice. I'll talk to you soon.